Hey everyone, so welcome to my channel. I have a really special guest here today, Gino from Gino Zambi. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, Gino Zambi. So it's my name is Gino Zambelli, but shortened it to Gino Zambli. Obviously, you guys might have heard of Gary V or Gary Vaynerchuk, bit similar to that. So Gino Zambi.
Yeah, so I actually saw his videos. I actually saw his videos as a suggestion when I was watching someone else's videos, who's also an SMMA person as well. But I watched his videos. I thought they were super informative. I actually, looked at the Upwork structure and made mine better. The proposal, I'm about to use his onboarding system. And I'm like, this guy's, providing tons of value. He seems like a really honest guy. And I've been speaking to him before this call as well, and a great guy, really nice, really open-minded and everything like that. So I thought I would, drop him an email because what I'm also doing is getting clients from Upwork, and he's getting clients from Upwork too. So I just thought I would do an interview just to give you guys some tips, some advice on management, scaling, and just basically our personal life stories as well. So, firstly, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to, come on my channel and actually, talk to my audience and give you advice as well.
No worries, man. Like honestly, like thanks for having me on as well, because it's always good to collaborate. And I don't know, if you wanted to say a bit about my sort of story, how I sort of got started, where I am, things like that.
So, as in my understanding, you're getting all of your clients from Upwork. You mainly do advertising and you do a bit of management, right?
Yeah. So just to give you a bit of background, guys, where I finished off university, did university here in the UK, did all that sort of stuff. Then I sort of dabbled into Upwork. And then around October 2018 is when I really took it serious and started to pursue getting management clients. This is Instagram management where you probably post once a day, you do organic growth essentially. And those were what you call kind of lower ticket, where you're probably getting them $500, $600 a month. But then what I kind of found is that if you can position yourself as an expert on Upwork, you can actually get higher ticket clients on the platform. And this is one little belief people have. Bilal probably knows this well as well, but people always think Upwork is for lower ticket, whereas they keep on forgetting there's a lot of big ticket clients. Well, people call whales, but there's a lot of companies there that seek agency freelancers. So around December, I started to really look into Facebook advertisement and start to offer it as a service. So now we're in March and currently doing Facebook advertisement for clients and Instagram management for clients as well. But I'm at the stage now where I've started to implement systems. I've started to implement the onboarding system that I was talking, and just starting to go through the process of scaling, like in the sense of having a team, having a system in place, and then scaling up to get more clients. So that's a bit of background about me and where I come from. And like I said, do Facebook ads and Instagram management, looking into a bit of chatbot as well. That's my sort of story.
Yeah, thank you for that. I mean, my audience already knows I'm on my gap here from university, hoping not to go back and just do full time on my in London, right?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I just wanted to say a little thing about with university as well. For a lot of the times, I think Bilal probably knows this now as well. I've been through university, and I personally believe you don't necessarily need a degree, especially in this day and age. If you want to be a doctor, dentist, anything that requires a solid degree to go into to become your profession, then by all means go for that. But if you're very business savvy or you want to go down a different route, then university is not necessary in this day and age. It's more about probably the skills you have that you can develop. So obviously Bilal with his Amazon management, he's got a skill there that he can offer to business. If you do Facebook advertisement, you can offer that. Instagram management, offer that. For me, if you have skills, digital marketing skills, copywriting, UX designer, you don't necessarily need a degree because you can get paid because you have those skills.
Yeah,
I just wanted to put that in, Bilal. Sorry about that.
no, that's totally fine, and I couldn't agree more. Really, I mean, before I've always been an entrepreneur, really, but uh, when I was at university, I was applying to big companies, banks, and tech companies, and actually, I am still offered an internship at Google, right? I don't know if I told you about that, so I'm making a video about that as well.
It's
And
crazy.
you're totally right. You need a degree to go to work at Google, and they offered me the internship because I did 2 years at university, right? But so you are right, but like you don't need a degree on Amazon management or Instagram management or Facebook ads because they don't teach you anything specialized. But anyhow, I mean, um, what we really want to talk about today though is we're going to start off with the first thing that we talked about before the call was the hassle of clients, right?
Yeah. I don't know if you want me to roll off on what I would say about my end of my experience.
Your tips on managing clients. So, we're both at a stage right now where we have clients, we have an inflow of clients, we have good accounts on Upwork, you're top rated. What is your strategy right now for managing clients and actually scale, then we go on to scaling as well?
All right, guys. So I'm actually going to give you 2 things that I implemented, and you can put them as systems in your business. But the first thing I'm going to say is that you need one communication channel. So I use Slack, and you essentially need to have all your clients on one communication channel, because before I used to have them on WhatsApp, Skype, Upwork, everywhere.
Yeah.
And what you'll find is that it's unmanageable to have so many different communication platforms. But one thing I do now is that most mornings I check Slack in the morning. If there's any messages, I reply, boom, 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 each client, then that's all done. It's much better than Skype, Upwork, WhatsApp, Slack. Centralize your communication. And the second point I would say is I do an onboarding. And what you'll find when you do have clients is that they do want to obviously speak to you to see how things are going on, see how everything is. But in the onboarding system, explain your availability, basically. Explain that Monday to Friday, you're available these hours. Saturday and Sunday, you're not really, only in emergencies. That's the way I position it now. I basically tell them Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, working hours, because most of these businesses they usually work the normal business hours. So if you make that clear that you're available then, and Saturday and Sundays more only emergencies, in time they'll start to respect that. But I'm not sure about your experience, Bilal. Those are the 2 points that when I got started, I wish someone told me that. So I'm just saying it now.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. I actually haven't transitioned from Skype onto Slack, but I'm going to, because honestly, more than anything on this call, I'm learning myself. Slack is going to be my move from now on. I agree from the Monday to Friday. One thing I would point out though is if you're a newbie and you're going after clients and someone's offering you $2,000 for Facebook ads management, and so you shouldn't really, you should still have standards and have a good frame where you lead the client and they're not leading you. But you shouldn't be too, you shouldn't be too crazy, like, oh, I'm only going to talk to you on Mondays or anything like that. Be reasonable, be sensible, especially if you're new, right?
Yeah.
And you need money in an emergency situation, be cool. But we're talking about a stage where you have clients, and you should set standards, because personally for me, it has been a headache dealing with clients, Upwork, WhatsApp, Facebook, Google, and then from so many communication channels. So this one tip alone is going to save me, I have no idea, 20 hours a month. I honestly have.
Appreciate that, Bilal. You're definitely right. When it comes to like actual, when you are starting off, you do need the money. And when I started off, I did a lot more for my clients than I even initially promised to do what they expected of me, which is probably why they stayed on. Well, one client I have is 6 months plus now, because initially I put the groundwork. So like use your intuition. If you need to speak to them on Saturday because there's a problem, speak to them. But obviously, once you do reach a point of having maybe 4 or 5 clients, you can't have your Sundays responding to 5 clients, and essentially you just won't scale that way. It's okay to do it for the first 1, 2, 3, 4 clients, but once you do start getting those 5, 6, 7, maybe, you really want to have a time where they can contact you, and they're going to respect you for that, because they'll understand that you're a serious business person, that you're also busy. So I found they respect me more by having a time zone that they can contact me. I don't know if you've had something like that, Bilal, or you're implementing that now, really.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, really. I mean, for me, I work Monday to Sunday every day, pretty much every hour, because I want to be, successful at this, right? But that doesn't mean that I don't have standards with clients. So what I say to them is, I want to send you a report, or get on a Skype call or a video report once every 2 weeks, right? Some clients like to, go over the boundary. I haven't punished them yet, but stage where I punish them, I'm like, look, if you're gonna message me every 2 hours or every day, and you're giving me $1,000, right, for FBA management, which is a service I offer, I'm gonna get rid of you. Simple as that. Because you're just a headache, and I'm not improving. You're not improving. Then I'm just gonna get rid of you.
Essentially, I totally agree, because we got to remember that when you do have clients, you have to be giving them a good service. You can't really give them a good service if they're constantly coming back for feedback every 2 hours, because then you can't get into a stage of actually doing what you're being paid to do. So that's one thing. If I have to put a little extra tip I'll put in is, one thing I started to do was expectation video right at the start of my onboarding, where I just do like a 10-minute video just explaining what to expect in the first 90 days. And one thing I always say is, when they say, if they ask me something after 2 weeks of starting, or they have any doubts, I always just say, watch the video in the onboarding system, see what stage we're at. And then they kind of think, okay, we're at the testing phase. If Facebook ads, there was, okay, we're testing now. So having an expectation video is also great to have. But there is something else I think Bilal wanted to talk about, and I don't know if you want to roll on to that.
Can you remind me of that, please? I can't.
Yeah, I think it's in the sense of having, because we spoke about the maintenance of clients.
Yeah.
And how it can be a pain if you don't implement maybe one communication channel and an actual system where you have your times, your availability of time, basically. But then the other thing was more, when you do reach the level of maybe having 4 or 5 clients, is scaling in the sense of systems and teams.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to roll off, or you want me to just roll off on my experiences of building my systems and building my current team.
Yeah, sure. So I mean, in terms of the expectation video, I honestly couldn't agree more. Before what I do is I make a personalized expectation video, because every client for me seems to have an edge, right? Before doing that, I used to have headaches. Now it's a lot easier because they know what's expected. They don't bother me too much. But in terms of scaling, the service I offer is pretty unique. It's FBA management. It's a niche that I've pivoted towards. What I'm doing right now is I'm actually making 5-10 minute videos where I'm putting it in folders, and when I hire someone from Upwork, like a VA, for example. One of the services we do for clients is a product launch on Amazon. For a product launch, you do giveaways, you do maybe a PPC setup. Now, what I've done is I've actually made a 5-minute video for the person who I'm going to hire from Upwork, right? For them to watch that video and actually do the job. So that's launch done. And then they watch the video and do the PPC. That's PPC done. That's one of the ways that I'm implementing systems. It's just a video. I don't have to be there ever again to actually give to the VA and actually them do the job. Then what I do is I work on the bigger picture things, on actually strategies for clients, new product launches, maybe getting Facebook ads in place, and influencer marketing as well. But I think it's really important to work on systems, and you're going to have way better tips on this because you're actually doing it right now, right?
Yeah, like what I love what you're actually doing, because it reminds me of almost hiring a VA essentially. It's like you're creating these videos that they can follow step by step, so you don't have to do it yourself. So when it comes to myself, that's great that you brought that up, Bilal, because it's something I have actually done as well, where you create mini videos for your, I like to call them team members, even though they might be outsourcers. I say team members, and just to obviously have the perception of being more of an agency than just one person having outsourcers. But when it comes to systems, I think there's usually two, well, I would say three main things I've tried to implement in the past month or two. And one is what I mentioned, having one communication channel. The second one is having an onboarding system. So that whole process of when you sign a client to when you actually start delivering the service, you can actually streamline that, because it always seems quite messy, especially when you're starting off. And the third section is what people often forget about, is the workflow. So what I mean by the workflow is your actual service you're delivering. So the way you can actually systemize this is having a team. So you kind of, currently what I do, especially with Instagram, I have someone who creates my content and I have someone who actually grows the account. So it's not me actively doing it. I'm just the one managing the clients. So that's what I'm talking about when it comes to a system and then teams, because you need to start implementing those sort of systems to take yourself out of the business, and you need to be hiring people to essentially do the work you're currently doing as a freelance. But one little tip with hiring as well, what I've found is that I have hired from Upwork, and there is good freelancers, there's very good people. But if you can find someone local to you that can actually do the job with you, one of the great things I have is that I have a graphic designer who's local to me. So I'm able to have them on my Slack channel. So say if I don't respond to a certain client, they can just pitch in for me and just be like giving suggestions. So then it even puts into the client's mind that we're a team, that it's not just me doing things by myself, that we're actually an agency that's growing their Instagram page or doing their advertisement. So that's one little tip. If you can find someone local that you can do the work with, try and find someone local. But if you can't, Upwork is also a good resource to find outsourcers. I'm not sure if you want to give your own little nuggets on this, Bilal.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I haven't thought about getting someone local and adding them, because I have a business partner, and when we get on the sales calls, people take us a lot more seriously because there's two guys looking professional on camera, a decent camera and stuff like that. These little things add on. And in terms of hiring, oh man, it's been a headache. Because people, like, the main issue I'm having is these freelancers, they never show me results. They never give me case studies. I'm like, you say you're an expert. When I say I'm an expert, I actually send clients screen recordings. Obviously, I mark out the clients' names and clients' SKUs on Amazon, but I send them screen recordings of sales, of strategies. These guys are like, I'm an expert. Upwork says I'm an expert. Sorry, I can't show you results. And
yeah, it's something that I don't know if you want me to roll on this one, but with when I did hire on Upwork, sorry, one thing I found, and I kind of just say, well, if you can't provide any results, you're not taken serious, basically. So I almost just filter out straight away. If you're hiring any freelance site, even there's Fiverr, there's Upwork, there's so many different platforms you can hire someone on. There's also one Filipino one. I'm not sure if you know it, Bilal, with
no.
I think Filipino jobs or something like that. But besides the point, what I've found is that you need to be really super clear in your actual proposal that you're looking for this, and that you need to show me results. And you need them to say, how much do you charge? So then you can filter everyone else and you can concentrate on the real people. But one thing I've found is that since finding my local graphic designer, you're able to sit down with them, You're able to really go through what's expected. And one thing I've found, if there's any issues, you can give them a call straight away and they're there. It's a bit harder when it's an outsourcer. You have to write them a message. They may be in a different time zone. So that's just one little thing. It is possible to have an outsource in a different country on the platform, but if you can, try find someone local if you can.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. The time zone thing, and we even talked about the currencies, how, you know, you should try your best. If you're in the UK, try and charge clients with pounds, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, I'm losing so much money right now with the conversions, and
no, trust me, it's the same. I work in currently. I totally get it. There's Canadian dollars, there's there's Australians, then there's the US, and then there's the UK. So I totally get what you mean. The conversion rate can mess you about a bit when it comes to money coming in and calculating how much is coming in. But that's one thing that one little thing I did want to mention is that with Upwork, what me and Bilal currently do, one of the reasons I do love it is because you're not basically shackled by being in one location. Because here in the UK, we're having a bit of problems with Brexit. I'm not sure if you guys heard of that, but a lot of the times you don't know what's going to happen, whether businesses will go up and down, whether they'll decrease in revenue, and it might affect you because you're working with these businesses. But when you're on Upwork, you can essentially contact clients from Australia, from Canada, from the United States. You don't have to be limited to your country. You can expand and basically widen your net. I don't know if you found that to be beneficial for you. I've definitely found it. The fact I can essentially have clients abroad has helped me a lot in the sense of getting clients, not just focusing on the UK alone.
Yeah, totally. We were talking about this before, how right now 90% of my clients are from the US, two Canadian guys actually, and like almost no UK businesses.
Imagine.
I'm actually trying to think if I have any from the UK. There was one guy, I got him from a networking event actually, which is amazing, guys. You should definitely go to networking events. If you're not going to networking events, you know, expanding your brand, you know, no one's going to know you in your local area. So I went to a networking event. I actually closed in for management, Instagram and Facebook management for £500. But it was a startup, so, you know, he ran out of funding. But yeah, that was the only UK company I've ever really worked with, which is crazy.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's insane to think that yourself, Bilal, you've essentially worked with 90% you from the United States, and you physically haven't met with them. You basically just everything's done online,
Yeah.
which is why I love it.
Right. So they, for example, one of them is paying me $2,500 per month in management. So I sell their hemp products. So they have a hemp oil product on Amazon.com.
Yeah.
And they transferring me the money on PayPal. So there's literally zero to no protection, and they're still doing it because they're a business person. I'm a professional business person. They know, like, just because I'm from the UK, it doesn't make a difference, right? So Upwork is amazing. You should definitely get on it, and you get access to the whole world, really.
Yeah, that's one of the final points I wanted to really just bring up is that with Upwork, please don't view it as something that's low tick and you find outsourcers, because you have people like me, you have people like Bilal who essentially make their livings. Bilal makes good money being an Agapia, but I do make my living from Upwork. So don't let other people essentially make you think that this platform isn't viable. But if you want to try LinkedIn for clients, if you want to cold call, if you want to do other methods of lead generation, then you should do. But just remember that Upwork is a great platform because you're always coming into contact with people who want your service. It's not like you're knocking on their door saying, I offer this, and they slam it in your face. It doesn't work like that. It's more so you send off a proposal. If they like it, then they want to actually discuss maybe the pricing and what you can do for them. It's much more warm. The traffic is warm traffic. It's not cold traffic. That's all I wanted to say, that when you deal with Upwork, you're dealing with warm traffic. When you're dealing with cold calling, you're dealing with a bit more cold traffic. So it's an easier sell on Upwork than it would be just strictly cold calling. But that's all I really wanted to say on my end. I'm not sure if you want to comment on that or anything, Bilal.
Yeah, definitely. It is inbound marketing, right? So essentially, it's a marketplace where you bid. But if you want any more videos on strategies, and one of his videos that I loved was the proposal template that you have, which is awesome.
Appreciate that. Yeah, it's the second video that I did was, yeah, the proposal one. So if you guys are looking for just a template you can use, is the exact template I use for my actual Facebook ad client. So take a look at that video if you are getting started on Upwork, and yeah, just want to put that in there just in case people look through and they might think, oh, it's not a latest one.
There will be a link on the description for sure. I mean, when I looked at it, it's great because I have like 6-7 different templates for 6 different types of jobs, and I actually utilize your strategies like getting their attention. I do a Loom video as well, so I do a Loom screen video recording, right? That makes me stand out, and then I grab their attention and then write about my experience, and then I have a great call to action as well. Something funny, something crazy, something get them off the guard. And I think you guys should definitely watch that if you're new to Upwork. And do you have any tips for anyone who's new or who wants to get started? What would you say to them, or what would be your top 3 tips for someone brand new?
Definitely. So I actually did a video on something like this where when you're new, you don't have a portfolio or you don't have an actual profile that's built up on the platform. So you're not going to be getting as much responses. So when you're new, when you are submitting proposals, there's really 3 things I would suggest. The first one is you want to go the extra mile. And when I mean the extra mile, you want to create maybe sample posts or even just sample ads for these clients that you want the attention of. You need to go the extra mile in that respect. And the other tip I would say is what Bilal suggested when it came to videos. You want to be sending off links because right now, he's totally right. It's underutilized. And if you just send one link and maybe say, watch this, then it sparks their curiosity. So even if you're new, it allows you to put a face to the name and allows you to get the attention. Then someone who maybe did a written proposal like myself, who is established, but you sending that will probably get their attention better than a written proposal that I did. And the last thing I would say is persistence. You got to be persistent.
Yeah.
You got to apply. Like one of the rules I kind of put in one of my last videos was try and do 10 a day if you can. Obviously, the platform with connects, I'm not sure if you guys know about connects, but once you reach a certain number of proposals on Upwork, you need to buy more, connects that allows you to put proposals. But that's a whole different story. Don't worry about that. But main thing is be persistent, be consistent, keep applying. And trust me, when I was totally new, it just takes one person to say, you know what, I'm going to give you a shot. And then you just go from there.
Yeah, no, definitely persistent. I do about 10, 15 a day up till now, right? And I couldn't agree more, really. And like he said, you just need one person to actually give you an opportunity. Get them on a Skype call. Make sure you look professional. Make sure you have a decent camera, or at least have a decent, place where you're sitting. It's quiet, and then just close them on the Skype call, and then make sure you actually deliver your results as well. So one thing we didn't touch on, which we hopefully we can next time, is you should actually keep clients. So it's actually really important to deliver and have really good testimonials. So yeah, I mean, thank you so much for that, man.
No worries. Definitely a video we can do. The next video we do together, we should definitely be around the whole topic of keeping clients, servicing clients, the importance, because you got to remember, we've only touched on really getting the clients and the systems involved in scaling of getting clients. But if you don't get them results, you don't really have a business because they're just going to essentially stop paying you after about a month. So
the reason I want to talk about systems and yourself as well and managing clients is because the business model is insane, right? Like it's been a crazy last 2-3 months for me. The money is there, the platform is there. It's just about managing expectations, retaining clients, systematizing and scaling to 10, 15, $20,000 a month. I know people personally that are making that much money just from Facebook ads. So it's definitely possible. Yeah.
Definitely, man. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. We'll do a video next time on delivering results and actually what you do when you do have the clients and keeping them for the long term. So I'm all good. And thanks, like I said, thanks for having me on the channel. And yeah, if you want to find out a bit more about myself, I think Bilal said we'll put a link down below, and you can obviously skim through my videos, watch them.
Yeah.
If you like them, send me a DM on Instagram. But yeah, just consume and take action on the videos if you do see them.
I'll put a link at the bottom of it in the description for his YouTube channel. Definitely watch it. Really good tips. Follow him on Instagram as well. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll make a video. I'm planning to do 2 videos a week now. So, subscribe and like and comment, and subscribe to Gino's channel as well. And I'll see you guys later. Thank you.
All right, take care, guys.
Cheers.